allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today to give thanks and to give praise. We thank you for allowing us this opportunity to come together to discuss the business of this good city. Our prayers for your watchful eyes, your guidance, and your direction as we move through the evening. We thank you for all you have done, and we praise you for all that you will do. In Christ's name, we pray.
Amen.
Thank you, Albert. Roll call.
Turner.
Here.
Stock.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Meadows.
Here.
Robertson. Hurt. Carter.
Here.
Venable.
Here. We have a quorum.
Yes.
Hearing of citizens' comments. Does anybody like to come up and speakify to us? Or is it speechify? I think it's speechify. Okay, there being none. Approval of minutes of the August 3rd, 2020 council meeting. They're on pages 3 through 8. Are there any changes or corrections? And they will stand as submitted. Thank you. There are no consent items. Presentation of accounts and claims on page 9.
Ordinance appropriating money. Be it ordained by the council of the city of Boonville as follows. Section 1. For the purpose of paying salaries and various accounts against the city of Boonville, which have been allowed by the council at the regular meeting thereof on August 17th, 2020, the sum of $500,937.82. General fund, $222,909.14. Sanitation, $6,828.17. CIP tax, $17,198.48. Waterworks, $187,728.66. Capital projects, $0.00. Wastewater, $55,924.49. Tourism, $4,668.76. Gaming, $4,922.16. Parks and Water, $108.96. Kemper sales tax, $649.00. Section 2. The accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on the respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $500,937.82, being the total amount of money above appropriated. Section 3. This ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage. First reading on August 17th, 2020. Read for the second time this August 17th, 2020, since a copy was made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading, title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, make a motion that be approved.
Thank you, Morris. Is there a second? Mike? We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Roll call.
Turner.
Yes.
Stock.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Item 7, unfinished business. Second reading of bill number 2020-016, establishing the tax levy for fiscal year 2020 and 2021.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, establishing the rate of taxes to be levied on all properties subject to taxes in the City of Boonville, Missouri for the fiscal year beginning April the 1st, 2020.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Morris. Second. Susan, thank you. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Turner.
Yes.
Stock.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Item 8, new business. First reading of bill number 2020-017, establishing a one-way traffic restriction in the alley between 500 blocks of Locust Street and Spruce Street.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, establishing a one-way traffic restriction going southbound in the north-south alley between the 500 blocks of Locust Street and Spruce Street, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
We will do comments on that at the next meeting before we do the vote. Do you understand where it is? Behind the LSE. the alley behind LSC. And if any of you have ever delivered or picked up kids in that alley, think about it. I didn't want to prejudice the vote, by the way. Item 9, reports of standing committees. Police Board, page 12 and 13. That's Teresa. Bobby, anything special?
No.
Good. All right. Item B, Planning and Zoning Commission. That was, we didn't have it, did we?
Cancel.
No. Item C, Architectural Review is on page 15. Any questions or comments for Steve? He's not here, so that makes it easy.
I just note for the new council members and maybe even some old council members who have never seen the minutes and this appear before, I think early 2000 we passed an overlay district, so basically roughly from Water Street to Bingham and sort of like 3rd to 9th, roughly, that kind of square is a overlay district, so we changed our requirements for housing and the size of the lot, the minimum house size, the minimum lot size, and a few other things, and there's a special board, so whenever there's an infill project, that is why that board meets.
Thank you, Kate. Reports of city officials, city administrator.
I just have a couple things. One, late Friday or Thursday, it came to my attention through some conversations with Jimmy Barbarotta regarding the waivers that we currently require for the school, for participants. If you remember, whenever we did a tournament, baseball tournament, baseball league, Cal Ripken, Babe Ruth, and then on the soccer side, anything going on with the soccer, they had to do a waiver, assuming some liability or responsibility about the COVID. So I think when we put that in place, we were responding to requests for participating in youth sports leagues. And now fast forward to today, when the public schools use our soccer field, they use Kemper, they use Hale Ridge, they use Rolling Hills, Harley Park. So essentially they're in all of our parks. As it stands today, they need to get a waiver. And anyone that plays on that field needs to get a waiver. You have comments from Chris Scheichels asking that either you discontinue the waiver or you give them an out of the waiver for the sports activities. But that is something that you guys need to come. If you're not comfortable making the decision today, we can talk about it at the next meeting. But it just didn't really come together in time to put it on.
So they're just looking for an exemption.
Did we implement that waiver by ordinance?
You did it, no.
No.
But it's still in effect because you made a motion.
It's policy, it's not.
And you
not
made
an
a motion
ordinance.
and a second and it passed.
Right. So we can, if we want to exempt them, then we don't have to go through the ordinance process, we just go through the resolution.
Can we remove the resolution?
It's not a resolution. You would just lift the waivers. I think there would just need to be a motion to lift the waivers for playing at the parks.
Right.
Have the waivers ever been tested in terms of legal?
Not yet. Not here, at
No, I
least.
mean,
I can't.
anywhere that you know
Not
of.
that I know of.
You already know my stance on it.
I just need the direction from the council, so.
It's up to the council. Are you gonna go
How-
ahead?
I don't think there's much discussion.
How well is the waivers working?
Well, so the leagues are responsible for keeping the waivers themselves, so we put the responsibility, as you guys remember, you asked to have the league organizers keep and hold all of the waivers. So they have them, I don't think, they didn't give them to you, did they, Paul?
Some of them did, some of them didn't, so you really have no way of knowing
And
who
then,
actually got a waiver or who did not.
and then the soccer side, They did digital waivers, so they have it all in a Google document list, and that's how they've done it.
I
We
mean,
kind of gave them the leeway to do it however they want it. And I have a youth football team that is starting practicing tonight that I had them sign waivers because that's what's in place, so I was trying to,
Well, I mean, based on the fact that all the signs that we put up gets tore down as fast as we put them up, I would just make a motion to waive it.
Second?
for all of,
Second.
Yeah,
for everybody.
yeah.
We're done with waivers. I just want to make sure that's clear. You want to be done with waivers entirely?
Completely, or just the school system?
No, completely, and then if we have a flare-up, then we could reconsider it.
Should we talk to the lawyer first?
I can.
I don't remember that we talked to the lawyer
Oh, we didn't talk.
first.
Okay.
We want
Susan.
those tables to them.
Is there a way, and I suppose we have to get a lawyer to address this, is there a way to establish some sort of sign that by the mere fact you're stepping onto this sports field, you waive your rights?
I think that the school already has, they sign medical anyway.
All the schools do their own, even the leagues do their own anyway.
Yeah.
I
School doing
understand the
something.
burden, but I think it also sends a message that the city doesn't really care whether, it's just one more thing that says we're going to ignore this COVID risk.
Should we just exempt the school activities if they have something covering this already?
My understanding, they don't have any COVID-specific waivers, so, I mean, Mike would know better than I would.
Not that I know of, but I know there's medical waivers that are signed, and I don't know exactly what they are, and I don't wanna say.
I just
There
wanna
is
clarify
something
that.
signed at the beginning of the year.
That
That's
has
over.
to do with treatments.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. So, to me, it'd be just like getting,
Say it again?
that would be just like getting an injury.
You know, a medical issue.
But wouldn't you have to specifically say, should you contract COVID while playing sports? I mean, could that be put into their waiver that
After-
they have to sign?
After watching what went down with the fields this summer, nobody was checking anything. So, I mean, we're at a point that they're probably not gonna have as many fans. It will be minimal. I would, just assumption, that's what everybody's going to. But I think this is really a school decision district. If it was my decision, that's where I would go with it and let them do it.
All right, let's do Doug. Let's do Doug,
Okay.
and we'll have.
Don't we have a motion and a second on the table?
Right,
So,
we'll table it to the next meeting and make sure that we get a conversation with Doug.
We can't table it if there's a
You
motion.
gotta make somebody's gotta make a motion and table it.
Oh, Susan?
I move that we table it.
Okay, Mike is the second. All in favor?
I
Any
need
opposed?
roll call.
no.
No. Do you want,
I need roll call.
you need roll call with a no?
Okay, so Susan was my first on, move to table. Who was my second? Mike?
Yes, but
Okay,
I didn't.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take a vote. So move to table, Turner,
Yes.
Stock,
No,
Young,
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So if we table it and vote on it next time, is it soon enough?
That was gonna be my next question for you after you acted, that I either needed you to give the space for it to continue until the next meeting,
Right.
or I have to tell them that we're not ready to make a decision until, and we don't meet till the 8th.
And what does the letter tell us? That they've already stopped?
Games
Right.
will start before then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
games will start before then, so right now, in terms of practice, they're just on their property.
So, can I ask another question?
Sure.
Or is it,
Are we in the middle of vote?
Okay.
yep,
Well,
Young,
I'm gonna vote no then.
Meadows,
Yes.
Carter,
No.
Venable.
No.
Okay, so it is a no vote for
Table.
moving to table, and the yes votes were only 2, so it is not passed to table. A decision needs to be made.
Okay, so now we move on to the vote on the motion.
Correct, yes, sir.
Which, summarize the motion is to waive the waivers,
To eliminate
to eliminate.
Eliminate the
Eliminate the
waivers
waivers.
For
for
everybody.
all park facilities.
Okay, yep,
Correct.
yep. That's it.
Eliminate all waivers completely.
Yep.
Okay.
Can we talk?
Sure. Yeah, there's a motion and a second.
That scares me.
Now, if I can make one comment, the way I'm looking at it, we're not stopping a restaurant from downtown from having 200 people there. So why handicap our sports fields?
Well, some of those sports fields are owned by the city of Boonville.
Did you have
Well-
waivers before?
Well, by the way, the land that
We didn't have
the
COVID.
200 people were standing on belongs to the city also.
It would fall
I
down-
think
it would
say-
fall down the bleachers.
Part of the individuals that was at a party this past weekend was on city property.
I'm sorry?
Part of the people that was at a party this weekend was on city property.
200 people in a band.
Really?
Yeah, that's city property. 10 feet from the building over belongs to the building, and the rest of that lot belongs to the city.
So is there any way that we could split that and say like, the fields that aren't getting used in the fall, we can still have them?
Why do we pick and choose?
I'm just trying to,
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, do it all the same. Let's go,
Mayor,
let's go.
Mayor,
Susan.
I'm not looking for a way to make this a burden. I understand. I'm just saying, is there some easy way that we can exempt the city from any responsibility should a person get COVID?
Contract COVID when they're on city property.
An easier way, that's what I'm saying. Surely we could come up, or Doug Obley could help us devise.
I guess I'm not sure, why wouldn't we yield to the advice of a legal? I guess I don't understand, why wouldn't we do that?
I think the advice came from insurance before, not from legal.
Well, I'm still saying, why wouldn't we run it by legal?
And we followed the state of Missouri.
What's that?
And we followed the state of Missouri
On what now?
on the,
On the waiver?
yeah, what they were doing with other things and other places.
Well, yes, and we're following the direction of our health department that ask us to create these waivers. That's for one reason we moved the 4th of July celebration from Kemper to the county.
Yeah, it seems to me like we're doing a lot of things to mitigate our risk, and I don't know why this wouldn't be one of them.
So I think the government has no play in this as a city whenever they're playing under MSH.
MSHA's jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction, and the school jurisdiction. We don't need to regulate the regulations that they already have, in my opinion.
But wouldn't legal be able to tell us that instead of us guessing about it or not?
I mean, we didn't have anything in the past, if somebody could fall down the steps, somebody could get hurt on the field. I mean, you can't make a waiver for every single thing that
Oh,
happens.
well, I
I'm
don't
walking
think
on
we're
the track and have a
suggesting
heart
that.
attack out there, you know, so do I need to sign the waiver every time I go to one of our parks? That's crazy.
Do we need the waiver for the city-owned property under the soccer fields?
Well, and Kemper
And
Park,
if it's city
And
owned,
Kemper
then
Park.
and
Park
Harley
didn't have it.
Park, and
And Harley
Rolling
Park.
Hills.
I know, so every time I go in there, do I need to sign a waiver as a citizen?
That's-
Even though I own part of it, because as a citizen?
That was the requirement of what was put through, yes. Does it,
So I'm saying that it's crazy, but that's just me.
and I'm not sure there's another way to accomplish it. Yes, Steve?
So this was brought up by the insurance company?
So when Paul and I were first approached by Babe Ruth, Cal Ripken,
Both, yes.
both about having a season Paula and I said, well, we don't know what the policy is gonna be, and it would be a council decision as to whether or not there's any requirements, guidelines, you know, to utilize the fields. So if you remember when we first did it, we had temperature checks, and we did waivers, and we did sign-in sheets, and that was kind of like a recommendation from the health department in terms of assisting with contact tracing, and then also trying to help determine if someone could potentially be a carrier, a child, an umpire, a coach, and not know. And we didn't do temperature checks for the spectators, but for the kids. Then we came to the question of tournaments. That was the next question. And we did away with temperature checks. We did away with a sign-in sheet, but you guys stuck with the waiver. So that's what got us to where we are today.
And so we're more concerned with the kids than we are with anybody else, the adults there. And the kids are usually safest anyway from what they've been saying over and over.
Well, they're starting to reverse that. I heard something just today where they're refuting that.
Yeah,
Oh, gee.
it's changing.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily.
It changes every day.
Anyway, I don't know, where are we?
And a lot of this is kids, by the way.
Yes.
You know, you got David Burton, you got everything. Right. That it?
Well, we still need to deal with the motion and the,
Got a motion and a second.
On the waiver, right?
to eliminate.
To eliminate.
To eliminate the waiver for everybody, everything. That's the motion. Everybody understand?
If we do this, they can play football.
They play whatever they want. Anyone can play.
It would be like pre-COVID. You can go, it's like pre-COVID, you can go to the park without signing the waiver.
I think you should.
Roll call.
To eliminate all waivers completely, motion was made by Morris, Whitney was second. Turner,
No.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
No.
Carter,
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
4 yes and 2 no, so the motion passes to eliminate all waivers completely.
Alright. Thank you very much. And then I put at your place, I'm sorry it wasn't done until today, and even still you got some chicken scratch. The financials for July 31st, that's reconciled and cleared out. I made some corrections. If you remember, I told you that originally when we did the budget, we put the temporary sales tax of Kemper in the 01 general fund, and then I decided to move it to a different fund entirely. We haven't done that formally, so that's why you'll see my chicken scratches on here to try to correct those numbers. Also, it's worth noting that we didn't open a swimming pool this season, so there's some obviously savings achieved there, which we'll need elsewhere, so.
Thanks for putting that together.
Sorry, I'm trying to get it on the regular.
That's a good question. Do we want to see this quarterly or monthly?
I like to see it
As
quarterly.
needed, I
Yeah,
think.
if there's a change, that's a big
Yeah, I
change.
think as Kate wants to give us an update that's needed.
As it's needed?
Yeah.
I'll try to give them to you at least quarterly, and sometimes it's just the timing. Like I said, like she didn't get this done today, so then all of a sudden you're at September 8th, and July 31st feels kind of old by then. But when the time comes out, I'll certainly keep you guys posted.
I want to compliment the council. We talked about keeping track of the changes. Remember we had that discussion? And we decided that we would not worry with the budget side of that until the end of the year. I'm dealing that with another state agency that I happen to be on the board with. And this guy thinks we need to do it monthly. And it's absolutely crazy trying to keep track of it. So you guys did good. I'm proud of you.
And then one last,
Might have made it easier for you too. Just saying.
and y'all, one last piece of good news is after a considerable amount of time, the library board unanimously agreed to the property exchange, so you will see that at September 8th. The agreement is substantially similar to what you saw a long time ago, but I'll compare it to if you have ever gone to the eye doctor and they keep dialing it down until it's a little clearer and a little clearer. That's what it is. It's just gotten a little clearer and a little clearer. So we'll bring it before on September 8th.
You haven't told me that either.
I just got a call
You
from
knew
Mary
what-
Pat
you
at
know what I would've-
6:30.
I'd have been jumping up and down in the street. Okay, good. Mayor's comments. We've got Tourist Commission board members to approve on page 18. Abby Benjamin, Paul Keller, is it Leah? Junkers. I bet it's Yonkers.
It is Yonkers.
Yeah, okay. This, could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Morris. Second? Thank you, Susan. Any comments? Roll call.
Turner,
Yeah.
Stock,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
Meadows,
Yes.
Carter,
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
Okay, city clerk?
I want to remind the council that the next regular council meeting is scheduled for Tuesday. That's a Tuesday, September the 8th, 2020, which is 3 weeks and 1 day from today, due to the Labor Day weekend and also due to the month of August having 5 Mondays. So see us the day after Labor Day.
Okay, miscellaneous. Morris?
I've got a couple of things. I met with the health department this morning, and anyone can get a test out to the health department. All they need to do is call and set up an appointment. Based upon their personnel, which, you know, they're limited to the number of people they've got, that's the reason you need to call ahead. And they usually give the test in the mornings. But if somebody from Boonville wants to call out there today, they schedule them for in the morning. And you do not need a doctor's statement or anything to take with you. You just need to set up an appointment. Yes, sir.
So how long does it take to get the results?
It depends on the lab that she has got contracted with right now. One type of test, 4 days. The other type of test, maybe within 48 hours. Just depends on which type of test that you want to take. You know, I think meeting with them and talking to them this morning, the health department's doing everything they can out there. They applied under this phase 1 on the Cures Act. They applied for money. I think there was 23 applications, and all 23 of them got turned down. Only kind of applications wasn't filled out right or something. But she has reapplied, asking for more money. So they're doing everything they can to take care of Cooper County. That's the impression I got this morning from them. Because we have to keep in mind, I think there's 7 people maybe that works out there. And that's not too many people, you know, to take care of. And there's just no way that she said they could do a test site like Columbia does, because number one, they don't have the manpower to handle something like that.
So does it sound like they're keeping up with
I think so.
people out there?
You know, if it gets in a situation that's the reason they refer somebody to Columbia. If you feel like you need tested before they can get to you, then they refer you to Columbia and everything. But I think they're doing a good job and doing everything they can to keep up with us. And then, you know, Jeff's been here about 3 months, so it's time for me to pick on Jeff. But we had a complaint on Maple Street, which is 4th Ward. The lady contacted me, and then Jeff was contacted, and he did a real good job of handling the complaint. And what I like more than anything is that he kept me in the loop. Is exactly what he told the lady, how he thought that we could handle it, and the conversation that I think he had with Lady, he just told her like it was. And so I haven't heard nothing out of him, but I just want to say thanks for keeping us in the loop, and that will make our job a whole lot easier. That's it.
All right, Morris, thank you. Anybody else? Susan?
Just a comment. I hauled a bunch of brush to the compost pile yesterday and was really aggravated to see that somebody had dumped a mattress and foam padding and some other debris. And I just wanted to comment and express my aggravation that people should not take that service for granted, and it puts an extra burden on our city employees to have to deal with it because they're too lazy, incapable, or ignorant about how to dispose of junk.
Good comment.
Are there any cameras out there anywhere?
We talked about that. I don't think they ever got installed.
Thought we got
There-
cameras on
there-
the back of the building.
There are cameras out there.
There are?
Don't happen on the gas tank.
We got cameras.
So we got
We
license
knew all
plate?
about it. I was with Teresa today trying to look on cameras on her end, and we just gotta look at them, so we're gonna look at
Okay,
them.
good.
Once we actually look and see what people are driving.
Cool.
You know all
That's
about it.
just nasty.
It's stupid.
I think,
And you're right, our employees had to go out there and get it, take the stuff.
that's what I
It
think.
used to be really bad with all the plastic. It was terrible.
Hopefully the license plate is at least visible
Right.
if we don't recognize the people.
It either happened Saturday or Sunday, it wasn't there Fridays.
God dang it.
Yeah. Wow.
Mayor,
Thank you, Susan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. Get it.
one other thing.
One other thing
If
was,
anybody has noticed our downtown, the merchants downtown has been working real hard to communication, and I think sales tax is up a little bit, isn't it, downtown? Maybe?
Maybe a little bit.
So, anyway, if y'all just have any idea, I know they got a event planned in September, a bicycle event that's gonna be real interesting. But what I'm proud of is that the fact the merchants is pulling together and trying to bring people downtown.
good for you. Is Jason still the lead there?
I'm sorry?
Is Jason
Yes.
still the lead?
Well, there's no leader, it's, you know, they're working as an organization, but
Well,
he
wants
throws
to
out
get
the
it going.
ideas and
Yeah.
they accept them.
That's good.
And I'm trying to work on our city administrator for her idea, but she hadn't approved it yet.
Never say never. Anything else for miscellaneous? Motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
We got a motion and a second?
Yes.
Okay. We'll let Teresa decide which one is which.
I don't care.
Roll call.
Turner. Stock.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
Meadows.
Yes.
Carter.
Yes.
Venable.
Yes.
All right, so if anybody needs to use the facilities, it's gonna take a minute or so for Teresa to get things closed and a telephone call made.